Hey guys, so by now you may have watched the video that tells you how to get here to the Health Science Research Guide. Now the research guide is going to have a lot of information, but right now we're going to talk about primarily finding articles in databases. So that's going to be easily accessed from this little tab over here on the left-hand side that says Find Articles in Databases. Once you click on that, it'll bring you to a scrolling list of some of the databases which are very popular, and those are also going to be listed right below. Now, the reason why they're listed is because that gives you the opportunity to find out what those databases are all about. It has a little I next to it, and that will help you figure out what those databases have in them. For example, we know PubMed is kind of clinical, PsycInfo is going to be more behavioral, CINAHL is going to be health. So if you ever have a question about which database to choose, you can go ahead and use that little I to tell you which one. Right now, let's go ahead and look at CINAHL, the Cumulative Index of Nursing and Health Literature. So we will go ahead and look at that, and you'll notice that it has a very user-friendly opening screen with 3 search boxes up at top. Then there's also some search items below that often go ignored, but if you ever need to really be specific about what you're searching, for example, only randomized controlled trials, or make sure that every article is containing the subject of humans, you can use those here. For now, let's go ahead and talk about, let's go ahead and search for articles that may be about a common topic such as electronic cigarettes. So let's go ahead and put in e-cigarettes. And then let's go ahead and say, in addition, let's just say to use them for quitting smoking. So we'll say quit smoking. So I'll go ahead and put my key terms, one per box, and I'm partnering them with this Boolean operator and. And that's basically telling them I want articles that have this topic and this topic. So I'll go ahead and hit search. And that gives me 659 articles. But let's just say I really want to make sure I'm getting all of the articles available. I could go ahead and add additional terms with the word or. I could say e-cigarettes or electronic cigarettes, quit smoking or smoking cessation or stop smoking. So that when I hit search again, it allows for all those variances of vocabulary, and you'll notice that's doubled the amount of articles that we have. But you may be saying to yourself, Michelle, that's so many articles. I definitely don't want to read that many. Well, one thing that you can do is you can use the limiters over on the left-hand side. You can use the sliding tool, or you can type in to limit them by publication date. For example, if I want to make sure they're in the last 5 years, I could say 2015 to 2020, and that will update them there. I could go ahead and make sure I want only academic journals, because if your assignment says that they want peer-reviewed or scholarly journals, or scholarly articles, you'll really want to make sure that you click on academic journals. And then, for example, I'm limited. I can only fluently read English, so I'm going to want to make sure that I only have the option to look at the English articles. That brings them down a little bit, and then I can start reviewing them, and I can kind of see which ones look good to me. You'll notice that sometimes here we have the PDF embedded, and that's always great when we see that. We know it's easy access to get to the full text. When you click on it, it'll bring you to the full text and how it would appear in the journal. It's a wonderful tool, but sometimes that's not always available for us. And if it's not, don't assume that the library doesn't have that journal. Just instead try the Get It guy. It's a personal shopper that's going to go and check one of those other databases that we saw on the research guide, and it will go ahead and check some of those other databases for that exact same article title. Okay, so just make sure that you're checking in multiple places, not just limiting yourself to only those that appear with the full text, okay? That's kind of a sum up of one of our really user-friendly health science databases, CINAHL. We'll have another one that will go through PubMed if you would like to use that one. Now, one nice thing about CINAHL is that you'll notice that it looks exactly the same as one of our other popular health science databases, which is PsycInfo. So if I scroll down and I click PsycInfo instead, which is right here, and I go ahead and click OK. Now, right now, I could search both databases, which is what I have right now, or I could go ahead and deselect CINAHL, hit OK, and I could try this exact same search in PsycInfo instead. You'll notice right here above the search box it says PsycInfo, but you'll notice that the user interface, this screen that we see, is exactly the same. So that's one thing about these databases is that they share that same look, so it can make it really easy to learn how to use multiple databases. So now you'll notice this has, again, some different articles. Now we have 796. So slightly different amount and probably some slightly different journals. So feel free to explore. What I'd like you guys to do now is to try the next activity. The activity is going to have you go ahead and try some searching on your own. Okay, so go ahead and do a little bit of exploring and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.